Hey guys, welcome to Akah Bants. Today I'm quite sad. I'm quite, troubled. Um, I've not been, I don't know, I haven't been taking a lot of the news that I've been seeing quite lightly. And even though sometimes, we laugh about some of the things that happen here in in my country, in Nigeria, we take it lightly, we laugh about it. But somehow I really believe that somehow all of that, you know, residual resentment and depression or sadness or wishing that there was better will all pile up together. And it's just like every day, every week, something new happens that just makes you think, oh my god, like what kind of shithole are we in? Before we go right into that, into what I gotta talk about today, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you please give us a thumbs up and please make sure you give me a comment. I read all the comments and thank you guys for all the comments and all the laughs and all the shares that you guys did for the last video, which is the NDDC drama painting, Nollywood politicians. Thank you so much. I see all of you. I saw all of you showing love. But yeah, by the way, this is not a new couch or a new setup. It is not my place. It is not my studio. This place that I'm in belongs to Chigo. So I'm staying with Chigo um, because we're working on a movie set together. And I'm not staying on the movie camp. So I'm rather staying at her place because, her place is in town. Since the last time I put out the video, which was Wednesday, I've recorded a couple of things and scheduled a couple of content videos. Light-hearted, does nothing about politics and anything. And I was just like, you know what? I'll just release one of them. Maybe my gist partner, the next gist partner, was going to release that. And then I just, said, let me just go on Twitter, and I just began to see all these things, and I was just like, ugh. Because like when I'm working on a movie set, I don't like stress. It's a lot of work already. And then I was just like, let me just settle down into the character. Let me work on that. I wasn't gonna leave you guys stranded. I was gonna give you some content, but that's just what it is. I know by now you guys must have seen that NIPOST is issuing licenses to courier and the logistic companies. And the question I can't keep off my mind is, why do they want to destroy the spirit of Nigerians? Why is the government bent on destroying the spirit of Nigerians? They want to break the back of the people. They want to make sure that more of the people go or recede into poverty like ever before. It's as if more glaringly we, we can see how the government or the political elite use poverty as a weapon, as a tool to keep the oppressed and keep themselves on top. And it's all in a bid to make sure that they and their children and their children's children remain at the top. It's a systematic move because it's not the first time this is happening. It's as if policies are made to destroy the progress of the citizenry. And it's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle because from the government revenue, it's as if government has money, politicians loot the money, politicians go scot-free. Then when government needs money, they tax us. And then when we pay the tax, politicians loot again. And then politicians go scot-free, and then they tax us again. They look for somewhere else or something else to tax, and then it goes back into somebody's pocket. So when does it ever end? When will this cycle be broken? I began to think like, what is the constitutional right? What constitutional powers does NIPOST have to bring this kind of law? Have you guys seen the kind of money that they're asking for? They are going to charge small businesses, small logistic companies, all these people that say, oh, I have a bike for delivery. They're going to charge them 250,000 naira per bike for a license. And then they were going to pay renewal fees after a period of time for 100,000 naira. 100,000 naira. So that's 40% of the new license. So they're going to be getting, renewals. Municipal couriers are going to be charged 1 million naira, and then renewals 400,000 naira. States 2 million, renewal 800,000. Regional 5 million, Renewal, 2 million. National, 10 million. Renewal, 4 million. International, 20 million. Renewal, 8 million. I'm just like, these ideas did not come to this government agency or this failed company called NIPOST before, when DHL came to fill the space or the void that they left when they failed in what they were doing. You didn't hear of these things. But now that Nigerians have said, you know what, Lagos is hard enough, our country is hard enough, they haven't given us good roads to transport. Let us get bikes and see how we can make people get their goods easier. How much are these people getting? How much are they earning that you want to charge them 250,000 naira per bike for a license? Even if it was not per bike, for a license, 250,000 naira for them to operate? And does NIPOST have the right to ask that? Who the hell? What the hell is NIPOST? Is NIPOST not the government? What gives somebody the right to think that he can just bring up that decree, that law? This is a company that failed in this logistics and courier industry. When you go to the NIPOST warehouse, you will see, goods that have been stored in the warehouse for years, in the dark, dust, some rats eating up, and people can't find their goods. No computers to log in or even arrange or make things work better, or systems that are put in place to help an easy flow. Goods are missing. People get their goods missing. The work ethic there is trash. People just go there and eat in front of the desk and go home. And what an insensitive time. Insensitivity of the government is on a new high. In the midst of all that is happening in the world, in the midst of a pandemic, and you're bringing up these kind of laws. So you have increased VAT this year. The Nigerian government has increased the price of VAT from 5% to 7.5%. They have increased import duty. Businesses that are dealing with import and export, they've increased import duty on those businesses. Income tax, you are taxed on your income. Then apart from that, they now want to tax tenants. When you pay rent, they are taxed on that. Electricity distributors are increasing their money. They are saying, okay, you know what? We want to increase the money that we are charging for electricity. So everything is on the high. Meanwhile, the income of the normal man is not increasing. Minimum wage, it is tough. It is a war. In fact, blood. And in Daboski, a war for income wages to increase. Other countries are giving palliatives. Ghana has said they are extending the free electricity and water bill 3 months again. Nigeria, do we even have water? Water. And they will call their name Giant of Africa. Why are we doing this to ourselves? What is happening? So you guys must have also been aware, you must also be aware that Buhari has jetted out to Mali on a peacekeeping mission. And to be honest, I was even going to be like, if not for Corona, thank God, it's because of Corona that our president has stayed with us this long. He has not traveled. Shame on he traveled this week on a peacekeeping mission. Excuse me, haven't people not heard that thousands of people are dying in southern Kaduna? El Rufai, the governor, is allegedly doing nothing about it. He doesn't care. His family doesn't care. The president goes on a peacekeeping mission to Mali, meanwhile has not gone to visit the people in Kaduna. People are dying every day. Thousands of people dying. Literally attacked by headsmen and by Boko Haram. Majorly headsmen attacks. And he has kept quiet about this. He has not shown any form of sympathy or given any aid or help to the people there. Also, northern Kaduna is free and safe, but southern Kaduna, that houses 90% of Christian people and other tribes in Kaduna, are staying there, living there, and they are being attacked. And guess what? The media is mute about this because they've been gagged. And if you talk, they will miss you, they will vanish you. You know, recently, there's been protests. Women have come out. You know that thing that I talked about when I was talking about this Bants issue that I took a couple of episodes back. That is as if on Twitter, women remove their bra to say we're going to deal with the Bants. This one happened live again, and this hasn't happened in a while. These women in Kaduna came out naked, bare-chested, to protest and cry that enough is enough. They have seen deaths of their husbands, their daughters, their sons. Enough. And the government isn't doing anything about it. And guess what? In the midst of all this, Boko Haram insurgents get a graduating ceremony. So Buhari got this idea where they say, if you are a Boko Haram member that has killed people, come, we will rehabilitate you, we will keep you, in prison or in a place, we will rehabilitate you, feed you, and make sure that you go through psychological change and then release you back into the country. You've not done that for other criminals. It's Boko Haram criminals, people that have killed thousands and thousands of people, that you're doing this to. Soldiers are dying every day on the front lines, fighting Boko Haram. And then your president releases these people back into communities that they attacked. You don't even want to go into the kind of trauma, psychological trauma of the victims and the survivors in these villages, what they go through, to know that we have not recovered from the pain and the loss of what we suffered. Some of them are still dealing with the injuries. Some of them have lost loved ones. Some of them have lost property, businesses, livelihoods, the trauma of all that. And then you catch some of these Boko Haram people, and then what do? You house them, you feed them, you make them clean, you give them allowances. They're being paid monthly. You didn't pay the victims of the survivors. You didn't give them palliatives to help them cope. But then after carrying these Boko Haram people, you pay them monthly and then release them back into the community. For what to happen? For what? Why? It's as if our government politicians, our leaders, they think backward. Or they are allegedly involved. They like the chaos, so they are the ones behind the chaos. Meanwhile, the independent people of Biafra have been labeled terrorists. But these ones who have been labeled terrorists, when they have peaceful protests, peaceful remembrance of the Biafran War, trying to air out their views about their disenfranchisement from a community called Nigeria, and how they have suffered, and how they don't feel they are welcome in a community, peacefully protesting that. What does your country do? Label them a terrorist group and attacks them, kills them, maims them for protesting peacefully. Meanwhile, headsmen are killing people in the Middle Belt, killing people in the West, in the South. And then your country seeks to give them more land to graze, catches them, feeds them, gives them monthly allowances, and releases them back into the society. If these people go wild, if these people go back to killing these community people, what will happen again? They will kill the whole people and then they will take the land. They would have won, because the war is on who owns the land. The war is they want to take over the north. In fact, take over the whole Nigeria. The military is ill-equipped, and if the ones who survive from that are compromised, the military is compromised because some of the guys in the military allegedly are working hand in hand with these terrorists. So what kind of country are we in? If anyone feels like running away, you can't be blamed. I feel like running. I've been depressed for 3 days, sad, tired, exhausted. What do we do? I don't want to come to my YouTube channel and be complaining and be ranting, be sad. I don't want to give you guys this kind of news, sad news. I don't want to talk like this. I want my YouTube channel to be fun and laughter. I want to create content that gives people, but I do not have that luxury. I don't. Because I belong to a country in such a time as this that is going deeper and deeper into the abyss and will one day just implode. So, what do we do? What is the way forward? I love my country. I love Nigeria. I love my people. But I was thinking and I was like, you know what, I'm done. But that's the trick. That's what they want you to think. That's what they want us to feel like. Some of us who are striving to do better, striving to give our country better, striving to make something out of ourselves, striving to make something for ourselves and for our country. They want us to leave. They want us to run away. They want us to be disenfranchised. They want us to give up on this land. Why? Because they want their children to inherit this land, this country, the resources. But it's not going to work. We as a people, we as the normal Nigerian man have to remember and always keep in mind that this country, this nation belongs to each and every one of us. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to my children and my children's children and your children's children. It is the heritage of the home of our children. It is our home. No matter what happens in life, no matter how far you go, no matter where you travel to make ends meet for yourself, to look for greener pasture, do not fall into the trick of never caring about what happens here. Because you will never have any place to tie you to who you are, apart from your home. And so you must not allow them to win. We must not allow them to, because the day we begin to think that, oh, we're tired of this country, I'm out, it's not my homeland, then they have won. But we will not allow them to win. No matter what happens to you, no matter where you go, you must always remember that you have an incompleted house that is being built, and you must come back to build it. You must come back to help. You must put back from where you came from. No matter what happens, always remember that you have to give back. That you have to come back home and build your land again. As for me, I'm going to keep praying for my country, praying for my leaders to have wisdom for God to change their hearts, and pray for the people of Nigeria to wake up and realize who their true enemies are and fight for better.